Hello people of YouTube and welcome back. So I've got a bit of a pickups video for you, can you believe it? And it's going to be more than a couple of things to show you this time. In fact, I can't believe how many things there is. It's a whole table's worth of stuff stacked. So this might be a long one, unfortunately. Definitely going to be doing this over two videos. I'm going to keep it sort of like non-import, so the stuff that I've got now, and import stuff, which will be on another video if I can be bothered to record it after this or do it another day. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, lots of stuff. I need to stop telling myself I'm not going to be buying anything this month, because that seems to, I don't know, spur me on to get like a record amount of stuff. A load of crap, but good crap, I think. I think so anyway. Yeah, a few gifts and everything as well. A few trades, few whatever. Mainly because we went to Arcade Club this weekend for Paul's, the Northerner's birthday, and it was such a great day. So yeah, happy birthday, Paul, again. He was in a very merry mood for his birthday, which is great. But yeah, like there was quite a few of us, a few that have never been before, like James, Retro Games and Imports. I don't know if I said that right. I'm rubbish at names. I'm just glad that they're all saved there, ready for when someone does a video. So yeah, he was there with his family, which is great to see. I forgot to ask what the family thought of Arcade Club, because I was just more interested in James. I'm very focused on self-centered. What do you think of all the games? That's the first thing in my mind. So yeah, I'd love to hear what your family thought of it. Actually, that was quite cool to see him. And yeah, you'll have to sneak over one day with just us, and we can play games, because I never managed to play any games with you, unfortunately. So yeah, no track and field either, unfortunately. That was because there was a fire upstairs. Not in Arcade Club, but there was a fire nearby, and the smoke was filling up upstairs, unfortunately. So they closed it down. So no track and field. But what we did play was amazing. It was a Sonic basketball game, the one with the actual basketballs. And boy, oh boy, we all got addicted to that. And who would have believed that Big Game Al thrashed everyone? He more than doubled my score, and I thought I did quite well, to be honest. In a normal time, I would have been like, yeah, this fantastic score. Now it's like pittance compared to Big Game Al. Yeah, if he only he'd applied himself, he could have been the next NBA player. Who would have thought? Yeah, learning new things about that guy all the time. But yeah, it was a great time. Unfortunately, a couple of people couldn't go, like Dylan, very sorely missed. But yeah, it was, like I say, it was still a good time, still a great time. But yeah, from there, Corbana went, which is the first time I've seen him then. In fact, I didn't play a game with Corbana either. But he brought me a couple of things as well, which is awesome. Well, actually, no, we did stuff before, I think. I can't remember. But anyway, he got me Final Fantasy 7 Remake. That's what it's called. So he picked this up from a CEX at the standard price in one of his old videos, and I'm like, if you ever see another one of them again, will you grab me it? And on the day of Arcade Club, he found one of these, and he gave me a call, and I was like, yep, get it. So this was 15 quid. Such a stunning set. So basically it comes with an art book. I'm not going to pull it all out, and then the game, and then a nice little steel book. But yeah, I've been wanting this for a while. I knew I could get it from CX eventually. Whenever I go to CX nowadays, I always look to see what special editions they've got at normal prices all the time. That's like my go-to thing. I'm really looking forward to playing this game. This is one of the heavy hitters. We're going to go all Scott Brand and do this. Also from what's his name? Retro Ram, and not 88 anymore, or whatever his numbers were, just Retro Ram now, I think. And looking forward to seeing his comeback. But yeah, he got me a Beatles book. He asked me because I had my records out and stuff like that in my latest videos. He was like, do you like Beatles by any chance? And yeah, I've got quite a lot of Beatle records in there. I do love them. But yeah, this is quite good. It's just like all artwork from the Beatles and stuff. So yeah, very cool. I just, yeah, I love all this like sort of like retro art as well. So this is going to go in my bookcase with pride. This is pretty cool. My dad was a huge Beatles fan. To be honest, I probably have. If my dad's probably got this, he has everything Beatles. So yeah, there we go. And then we got also from Corbana. He was like, he knows I collect these, and he found this at a car boot sale, so he grabbed it and gave it to me. Centipede, the board game. Yeah, so it's a little bit coming away there. But yeah, like these MB board games, I just love them. I mean, I've got no one to play them with. No one wants to play board games anymore. But how cool is that box art? And I just love the spines on them. So yeah, really cool. Love to get the full set of these. I'm not too sure what the full set actually entails. I think there's Turbo Zaxxon, Pac-Man, which I actually don't have Pac-Man, and that's the most common one. So I will get it eventually, I'm sure. Next up, from Chile, I'm sure there's some numbers in there as well. I bought this, he asked me, in fact we went for a game hunt once upon a time last year, and this Ring Fit Adventure was getting discounted everywhere. I think so. Basically, he just let me have this for the discounted price. I think, in fact, I think he let me have this for what CX was trading it in for at the time, which was like absolutely nothing. But yeah, I've been actually. I need to start playing this because, yeah, I need to lose a little bit of this timber that I've been putting on since COVID. So this will be quite good actually. I am actually really looking forward to playing this. You actually play it as a game, so I think that will actually keep me coming back and actually using it. So yeah, really big thanks for this. I'm just going to put that over here. Yeah, so we're not seeing each other for a while because he's been moving. So yeah, that is probably all my retro stuff. The rest is PS4, and I just can't believe how much I've got here. So I'm going to go through my eBay stuff first. I don't know, I think, oh actually we've got a bit of retro here. From Jim's local hunting ground. In fact, not this time we went to Arcade Club, but the time before, I did show the pickups I got then, but this one I missed. And it's because it's so bloody small. It's Prehistoric Man for $1.99 from, I think it was a Cash Converters or something, Cash Generator. Can't remember, one of them types of places in Bury. For $1.99, that's awesome. I think this plays like the Super Nintendo one. I've got the original on the Amiga, which I originally played it as. So yeah, that's really cool to get. And then next up, right, so as people probably know, I've been selling quite a few PlayStation 2 games to help fund my new arcade habit. And one of the games I sold was Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Now, I sold this game for the PlayStation 2 and rebought this and had about 180 quid left over. So that was really where I was thinking, and that was with after the fees and everything as well, and after the postage and everything. Yeah, so I think it would stupid not to have done that really. To be honest, it's one of the games I haven't played, and I actually have heard that this actually plays, this is probably the best way to play it. I mean, the Wii is more modern system than the PS2, so obviously the graphics should technically be better on this, and I believe the actual controller, the Wagger controls, are actually not too bad on this. In fact, they kind of add to the game. So yeah, this is all complete and everything. When I was taking photos of this to sell, I thought, bloody hell, what's that? Is that a stain of some kind? It looked like, I thought it had some water damage, but no, that is just what they all look like. So yeah, if you ever see photos, if you do want to get this game and you do see that on any of the photos, don't worry, that is part of the design. So yeah, a bit of a strange one, but yeah, really looking forward to eventually playing this game. Yeah, that's paid for a couple of nice things. In fact, it's not paid for arcade stuff at all. It's just gone into bloody PlayStation 4 collecting. I'm bloody stupid. Don't learn, do I? So also I have picked up another nice PS4, not a Grail game. it's one I nearly picked up before. It's a limited run game, and it is Schoolgirls. So I actually wasn't going to buy this game. It's one I've been wanting for a while, to be honest. It's like quite a stunning, visually stunning game. But I put I put like an offer on eBay for, I think it was like 40 or 50 quid less than what they was asking for. And I expected, yeah, it's 50 quid less than what they was asking for, and they accepted and sent it, obviously. So that is pretty cool. It's got a slipcover, but it is sealed underneath. However, I bought this to play. As you'll probably be seeing, I bought a lot of fighters to play on my arcade card. And I did put little feelies out to a few people who are into this kind of stuff, saying what games should I pick up, and this was one of them. I can remember, I think I wanted to get the Vita version of this, and that was the reason why. I think there was a really problem. There's a problem with the initial release of this that I think put me off buying it. I'm sure Dylan might remember, although he might not have been collecting limited run at this point. But yeah, there was a problem with this initially, and that's why I didn't get it. But yeah, this is a really cool, colourful fighter, really colourful one-on-one fighter. Called Schoolgirls. I don't know if I'd mentioned that. Schoolgirls Second Encore. I think this is really big in Japan as well, which is quite surprising. You can get a Japanese release of this, although it is, I believe it is a Western made game. Let's get that stamping up there. Lovely, lovely. It's looking good back there. So also I have had a bit of a horror kick recently as well. Like, I think it started just before I actually got the arcades, and one of the ones I grabbed was Apsulov, and now this is like a Norse gods. I'm pretty certain it's like a Norse gods sort of style horror, and I know a couple of people have picked this up recently, and I think it was like £8 on Amazon or something. I basically got this because I was buying something from Amazon, and to get the free postage, I just got this. So yeah, realistically, less than, if you want to count the postage costs, kind of is less than £8. But yeah, this is, I don't know, really cool to get. I've got a feeling this one might be one of them ones that just kind of disappears and might become rare. That's not the reason why I bought it, but it's always nice to have something that's got a bit of value to it. Oh dear. So next up, 2-for-1 here. So I bought this, and then I bought it again on CX, forgetting I actually ordered it. Except it's okay because it's 2 different versions of the same game. Again, on the fighter kick. But this has been a game that I wanted for so long. I think I've actually got the PS3 version of this, but this is like the updated roster. But the thing is, I have my PS4 connected to that, so it's just been for like, I think these are like £5 each plus postage from CEX. So I think there was like no more than £7 or £8 for one of them. So yeah, for £15 I got 2 games. 2 games, one with just an updated roster, I believe. Yeah, these again, beautiful fighters. I really want the new one. What's it called? Guilty Gear Strive. That looks incredible. Such a good looking game. They're by Arc System Works, so if you know Arc System Works, you know exactly what you're getting. It's basically, I think people call them the anime fighters, this style of game, and I've got to say that is probably my favourite style of game, fighters. I think I'm not really too fan of where Street Fighters go in, to be honest, but next up, I got this for quite a bargain actually. This was just bids. And I think because of the cover, people have just got a little bit put off by it. But it's actually, I just need to replace the case. I can get a 50p game and it'll be champion. But yeah, for £7, and I noticed in CEX, you could get like £12 trade credit for it. Tekken 7. So like I say, it's got that on it, and it's got like a slight tear. But this is actually one of the games that I'm actually looking forward to the most to playing. I used to love Tekken back in the day. What was the girl's name? I think she originated in Tekken Tag, like Xiaomi or something. It's XI something, and then another X at the end. I can't remember how you say your name, but yeah, I used to love her, and I can remember me and my friends. We all used to try and do uh, as long a combo as possible before it broke, because you could do an infinity combo. So yeah, like we basically high score challenged Tekken back in the day, where it was like I think the biggest we got to was like 150 hits, and it's only kind of like fatigue that we kind of like fell out of it, the combo. But yeah, like I just loved it. It was basically like doing like different diagonals with the buttons, and so yeah, you had to remember that combo and then restart it and then carry it on. And yeah, it's quite a cool. It was quite a cool little memory game, really. I don't think that there was what it was initially intended as, but yeah, it was for us when we were playing it back in the day. I don't think I think she is in this game, but I don't think her combo is quite as extravagant these days. I think someone's mentioned that before. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this. Again, I'm hoping. I played this at Arcade Club Berry last year with my mate, and it was funny because it was them Namco Noir cabs, where they're facing each other. So I've got a screen and the guy on the other side's got a screen, and so we didn't know who we was picking, and me and my mate both picked the same character, which was Akuma from Street Fighter in Tekken. So that was really cool. He played awesome. We were both like blown away by that game, and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna get the game. I'm gonna definitely get it." And we haven't until I've grabbed it. So I'm hoping it's not like a DLC character. I'm assuming it is. You probably have to pay for it. I can't see why they would give that away for free, because you got to pay another. You got to pay Capcom for that, haven't you? Really. So yeah, great game. Looking forward to it. So again, part of my selling, I sold my PlayStation 2 TV, and when I went around to my buddies to drop it off, we was talking about these games because I was going through his collection, and I actually thought I had it, but I don't. And it is the Nonary games. Now, this isn't a game that I normally would play, but I've heard a lot of people also say this is a game that not many people would play, because it's basically a visual novel. Now, what I believe, it doesn't actually. Oh yeah, it does say two. So this is Zero Time Dilemma. It doesn't actually say the names, and 999, I believe. It doesn't say what the games are. It just says two nonary games, two sets of participants. So I think it's a bit like the Squid Game. A little bit of the Squid Game, a little bit of what's that other one? Battle Royale, but in a visual novel, sort of like an escape room sort of style, maybe. And yeah, really looking forward to playing this. To be honest, I would love to have had this on the Vita, but I think this is quite an expensive Vita game. And again, I think that's going to be quite an expensive PS4 game. I know it was at one point, but then it dropped. I think I paid like 25 quid for it, which is quite an expensive PS4 game for me. But I know it's going to be one that it's not going to drop much more than that, I don't think. It's been out for a while as well. Next one I wanted since I watched Wahaha. He did a pickup and he showed this version on the Switch, and I've wanted it ever since. It was one game that I was kind of looking at, and I really loved the visual art style of it, but I heard the gameplay sounded a bit not. I thought I wouldn't like it, but supposedly it's not too bad. Anyway, what game is it? It's Sakura of Rice and Ruin, and this is the Golden Harvest edition. Now, he got the Switch one, and ever since I've seen this selling for like 100 quid or something. This is the priciest thing I've paid for, I think. Right, maybe Skullgirls, about the same. But yeah, I basically paid retail for this, and it was opened. So yeah, really cool edition. Like I say, really cool. I mean, look at that artwork. It's just stunning. So it's sort of like a action platforming RPG, but the bit that put me off it was the fact it's got like harvesting or like gardening, sort of Harvest Moon style mechanic to it or something. And I thought, I'm just gonna get, this is one of them games I'm just gonna get, put on my shelf, and then never play a game. But no, he actually played it and he really sold it to me. So I'm really looking forward to playing this game in a few years maybe. But yeah, it will get played, and until then, it's just gonna look pretty. It's gonna look very pretty. Next up, on the horror kick, I traded some stuff in that I got from charity shops, and I grabbed myself. I can try and think what I actually traded in. Can't remember now, but yeah, I got Resident Evil Village. These stickers, man, that they are a killer. They're just welded on nowadays. Glad they don't put that on retro, but shouldn't be putting it on stuff like this either. But yeah, I saw this. I think it was 20 quid. I might be wrong. But the fact is, it's the one with the steel book and cover. You really don't see this around that often. Or at least I haven't anyway. So when I saw it, I had a bit of credit to burn, and I was like, bugger it, let's just grab it. Really looking forward to playing this. I've heard it's not as good as 7. I always get the numbers mixed up because I think this is 8, Resident Evil 8. Yeah, not as good as that one. I mean, Resident Evil 7 was a stone cold classic. Not really a Resident Evil game, and neither is this one. But it does look really creepy, and I can't wait to play this. In fact, I might just play it now. I've got another game on the go at the moment, and I keep playing other games in between it. In fact, I've got quite a few games on at the go at the moment. Also, we've got this is from the same place as well, Outlast Trinity. I think I played, it's either Outlast or there's another game series that remind me of Outlast that's called something similar. I've got a receipt here. How much shall I pay for it? 20 quid for this, 2 discs. 25 quid I paid for Resident Evil. Oof, lot of money. But like I say, there was a bit of trade in there. Paid a bit of cash. But yeah, look at these. These stickers just do not come off anymore. They're just terrible. But back in the day, they would have just come off seamlessly. But never mind. Like I say, I'm just gonna have to get a bit of WD-40 on it and just remove it that way. But shouldn't have to do that. I don't know why they changed the practice for that. Hopefully someone knows or can find out. But yeah, I played one of these. I won't mind playing the rest. I really like horror games. The only thing is about these games is you've got to hide, I believe. There's a lot of hiding in them kind of games. I'm not really a fan of too much. But I'm just really into like creepy horror at the moment. So yeah, really pleased to get that. So next up, I think all of this is crazy how much stuff I've got here still to show. This is because I went game hunting in Liverpool with Jim Corbana, and I blame him. He just got me wanting to pick up PS4 games because he's such a bargain in there. And Andy is a good lad, is Jim. He really is a good lad. First up, I mean, it's not a game, but it's a film, Ready Player One. I've watched this. Is this the Blu-ray or is it a DVD? It is the Blu-ray. I thought it was a Bluray, but for some reason it looked like a DVD. Yeah, this was from a charity shop. This was £1, I think. Yeah, actually kind of looking forward to watching this again. I don't know if they're making the sequel or not. That'd be pretty cool because there is Ready Player 2 book, but I'm not too sure if that's ever come out as if it's coming out as a film. Next up, I thought this was a bargain. Again, I had a bit of credit. When we went to the charity shops, picked up a couple of stuff, and got some credit. And with that, I bought Cars 3, Driven to Win, for the PlayStation 3. So this is actually quite a hard. Well, on the 360, I actually sold this for 50 quid, 40, 50 quid. I think it was 50. It might have even been 60. And this was like 12 quid on the shelf at CEX. Now, I don't know if that's... I was looking, and to be honest, it looks equally as rare on the PS3 than the 360. However, I don't know why this was so cheap. I just don't get it. Usually PlayStation 3 is more expensive, and it isn't. Like I say, this is complete. And what's cool about this as well is this is probably the last actual game that's not a soccer game or something like that to have actually been released for the system, I think. I don't know if there's anything. I know it pretty much is for the 360 and the Wii U. That's why these are kind of like so sought after. Not too sure if any other PS3 games came out after this. But like I say, 12 quid. I'm getting it. And I've actually heard this is quite a good game. I know Ross Boahaha raves about it. So, yeah. And big game out, but he likes all that crap. So, next up, I think I paid cash for this at CEX. Crazy, isn't it? And it's the incredibly rare Folklore. Again, look, it's just sticky. Everything is just sticky on this case. Other than that, it's quite in good condition until he got to bloody CEX. After when we picked this up, I saw about 3 other copies at CEX. I think when we got it, because Jim got it for me, he paid cash. He was buying stuff, and I gave him the money for it. And I'm pretty certain it was marked up as 35, and it was either 32 or 30. Can't remember. But yeah, this is dropped down like a rock. Kind of feel sorry for them people that paid 100 quid for this. But yeah, this is all complete, good condition. I just need to de-sticker everything. So, CEX, you're killing me, man. But yeah, I've heard this is a really good game. So it's been one that I was wanting before the crazy price hike started happening. So yeah. Next up, this just looked interesting. I've been seeing it around. I have seen like gameplay of it and stuff. It's sort of like a 9-player multiplayer platforming game with like color mechanics, and it's called Rumbo. So this was like, I think it was like 4 or 5 quid. It wasn't expensive, and it's got just a nice, pretty spine. So I thought, even if I don't play it, it's just gonna look nice in the collection. What a reason to buy a game, eh? Like I say, I was with Jim, so I was just kind of like, buy. In fact, his cousin, it was with his cousin as well, and he was terrible. He was just like piling up stuff. It was quite funny. Like, it definitely runs in the family, that. Next up, a game that I actually own on, not Game Pass, or maybe Game Pass, but what's the PlayStation, PSN, and because of that, this game has dropped in price very quickly. And in fact, before I preface, I don't think there's any more CEX stuff. I think this was all for like 3 for 2 game deals, and this was in it. This was like 15 quid, but with the deal, it was like basically a tenner. Persona Strikers, Persona P5 Strikers, Persona 5 Strikers. Basically, this is what's it called? Persona version of, what's that game called? Hyrule Warriors. I think it's in the same ilk as that. So yeah, really pleased to get this. This is one I've been really wanting to get. I love the Persona games, and I love the kind of, what they're called Misu games, is it? I think the Misu games, where it's like sort of a Dynasty Warriors game with a skin from another game over the top of it, and I'm pretty certain that's what this is. If not, it's a cool hack and slash Persona game. So yeah, really cool. I mean, I just love all the visual artwork in Persona. So yeah, supposedly the girl that was serving us, that was her copy as well. So she was like, I know this is going to be in really good condition because it used to be mine. I was like, cheers for looking after it for me. Next up, in the same sort of like, I thought I took all of these game stickers off, but I haven't, obviously. And we have got One Piece Burning Blood. Like I say, if I see a one-on-one fighter now, I'm going to pick it up just for the arcade. And this was another one. Yeah, I thought I did sticker all these. There's still stickers on these. But yeah, looking forward to giving this a quick go. Yeah, it's free versus free brawler. So pretty cool. Let's put him here. Fidgy. I mean, this one isn't going to be on the arcade, I don't think. This is just one I've kind of wanted. And it is Fire Pro Wrestling. So I remember Pedro streaming this on his channel, and I think it's sort of like a realistic but a sort of retro looking fighter. I mean, Fire Pro Wrestling has been around for years, and a lot of people swear by this game as if it's like the best wrestling games ever. Yeah, you can customize so much from this. So I think a lot of people make mods for like sort of like the retro WWF fighters and stuff. So yeah, really cool. Interested to play this one day. Again, it's more of a sim than it is an arcade game, so this would be played actually on the normal PS4. So really pleased to add that one. There we go. God, I've got so many of these to go through. Another horror game by Asbo and Focus. They usually do good stuff. I've heard interesting things about this. I don't think it's like the best game, but I think it's almost a sort of like walking simulator, and it's called A Plague Tale. So basically, a lot of these games cost me, I think I worked it out, like 10 quid or less. Oh, you can't see that. 10 quid or less for all of these games each, which is a lot of money because I've got quite a lot of them. But in the great scheme of things, I don't think I'll get them cheaper ever again. So next up, we've got Jump Force. So this is sort of like Dragon Ball, One Piece, that other game, what's it called? I can't remember. But yeah, it's basically all of the Bandai Namco animes, all sort of like merged into one. So it's sort of like, again, one-on-one fighter, 40 playable characters from 15 different mangas. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I've heard some good things about this as well. Oh, God, I don't know where I'm going to put it. There we go. So next up, a game. This was like a fiver, but part of the deal, it probably worked out about 3 quid or something. And it's one I've been wanting to play for a while. It's Trials Fusion. So yeah, I actually played Trials on the Xbox 360 month, and I really fancied playing this because I really got addicted to that game. It's really good, but obviously this is that game and then some. This is a bit more extreme, so really cool to add. I'm putting in, oh, you can kind of see, there we go. Next up, this was a bit of a gamble and it didn't really pay off. Street Fighter Arcade Edition. This was like 10 quid at CX. Now I just hoped that this code would work, but it didn't work, unfortunately. So it is just pretty much bog standard Street Fighter. So if anyone's got a code to make this a bit more of the actual Championship Edition and unlock all the extra fighters, let me know. If not, I'm just going to put a safe search to unlock everything, really. I'd like to have this as the ultimate way to play. I mean, the thing is as well, I just much prefer this cover than the standard one anyway. So they didn't charge me for the Championship Edition. It was just the standard price for the standard game. So yeah, I've not lost anything. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I had a couple of rounds of this. I actually played this with my mate as well, and we really enjoyed it. Like I say, I don't really enjoy the graphical style of it so much. I much prefer the anime sort of fighters a bit more. But yeah, got to get all the fighters for my arcade, haven't I? So I lied. There is something else I got from CX. This is like £1.50. One for the Fox box. I don't think he actually watches these videos, but if he does, this one's for you. I've never seen this cover before. That's pretty cool. It's the Assassin's Creed 2 Complete Edition for £1.50. I just picked it up because it's a funky slipcover. I've got to admit, I'm not a big Assassin's Creed fan, but that does look pretty. Can't deny that. Can't deny that. And talking about pretty covers, I remember Jim picking this up in one of his pickups from Game, and I was like, you bugger. I really fancy that myself, especially for that price. And I think it was like 6 quid. And it is Journey to the Savage Planet. So yeah, this just looks really interesting. Like, it's almost like is it a first person shooter set? I think very like kid friendly, sort of like first person shooter. Again, still got stickers on it. I thought I de-stickered all this, but obviously not. Doing terrible. So yeah, that's as far as I know on that, but it does look pretty cool. Next up, a game that I've really been wanting. I've heard a lot of people say good things about this, and it is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This one isn't a one-on-one fighter. Uh, it is a sort of like an action RPG. So yeah, this one looks really good. Like I say, I've heard a lot of good things. Um, this is probably the best Dragon Ball game that you can play. I was talking to someone about this the other day. I was saying how I actually really enjoy animes, but to be honest, I play an anime game, more than I actually watch the animes. So I actually know stuff about the actual film, the animes, through playing the games. Yeah, I just prefer this sort of like media content, gaming that is. Uh, Nearly there ish. Again, part of the multiple thing, and again, still sticking. I got rid of all this. Um, Sinking City. So again, I think this is a bit more of a walking simulator. However, it's another creepy horror game. So yeah, I think Halloween I'm going to be playing quite a lot of these. To see if I can do it. I might actually have a week off and see how many I can go through in a week. That'll be quite interesting. Who knows? Might even get a couple of games beat. Now this was a flipping cracking deal. I've got to say, this was fantastic. So this was 18 quid in the 3 for 2, so probably 14 quid. And to be honest, again, Jim, such a good guy. He passed it to me and I was like, "Oh, do you want this?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do." And I was like, "Have you got it?" And he was like, "No." So to be honest, I think he would prefer it on the Switch. I think that's probably why he passed it to me, knowing that I would much prefer this on the PS4. And it is the topic of retro game revived recently. Ease 8. Oh no, it's Ease 9. Monstrous Nox. So if you know this game, I think cheapest you'll probably be able to get this for is like 35. I think in CX it's like 42 quid. It's been out for about a year. It just hasn't dropped in price. So whether or not it will or not, now games giving it away for cheap, I don't know. But yeah, I think ultimately Jim was happy that I got this, because I was chatting to the girls behind the counter for a bit, and I think in doing so, she forgot to put the discs in here. So there's 2 discs, the manual, and all that was just not put in. And obviously, because they sticker them all up, when I got around to opening it, I was like, "Oh man, I thought that felt light," but I wasn't quite sure because of this flappy disc. Kind of gave it that bit of extra weight. Yeah, so this is a cracking deal. So really big thanks to Jim for letting me have this. I love these games, I really do. In fact, God, I've got so many games I need to start, and I really need to start 8 because I haven't started 8 yet. I've played the others, but I've not played 8. So yeah, like I say, it comes with a soundtrack. And what's cool about this, it actually does come with a reversible cover, and I think I might actually, in fact, yeah, let's do it. Let's put this cover in now, because I think this actually looks better. I like the dark green sort of like vibes to it, although it makes the spine not look as fancy. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, shall we? It's like arts and crafts with rollercore, isn't it? So yeah, look at that cover now. That looks really cool. I think it's because I'm so used to seeing the other cover. I just like alternative covers. But yeah, it's got the spine on it. I don't think that looks as quite visually pleasing, but yeah, and it doesn't come with any of the gumph at the back. So yeah, it's pretty cool. If you ever see this, you know what it is now. Let's put that one there. Yeah, that is definitely the pick of the bunch of everything. That and probably Dragon Ball. And then yeah, so when I went back to get them, I went to another CX on the way home that was in a Sports Direct. It's funny enough, me and Jim went past it, but we never went in it thinking there wasn't any more games to go to, but there was. Yeah, so when I went to get the discs, I got the Surge 2, which was like a 5, I think. Basically, this game was free because I wanted to get the others. Just double checking I've got the disc. Yeah, I think this is like basically Dark Souls in space. Does look pretty cool. Does look pretty cool. However, will I play it? Probably not. It's really just going to be shelf fodder, in it, really. But the next 2 I really wanted, so it really just helped drop the price of this, really. I think this was like 13 quid or 14 quid. And it is Deadly Premonitions. Now I'm going to open this. So this is Deadly Premonitions Origins. Now they had this at the other store, but this cover was really bad. So came sealed game. So they probably just bought it and traded it in. But what's cool about this is this pin set that it comes with. That's really cool. So actually last Halloween I actually did start playing Deadly Premonitions on the not on the 360, on the PlayStation. And yeah, man, it's a bit of a slow game. I've got to admit, I've heard a lot of people say how Marmite this is. However, with the modern mechanics, I'm hoping this might help speed it up. I'm not too sure. Yeah, because I believe this is just a remaster. I believe it is a remaster. It's not its own game, is it? I'm not too sure. If it is its own game, then that's even better, really. But yeah, I'm almost looking forward to playing this. Jesus Christ, look how many games there is. And then the last game, we're at the end. Thanks for watching, getting to this far. We've got one more game, and I think it's a bit of a belter, to be honest. I've seen a lot of people pick this up over the last year or so. I've been really wanting to pick it up myself, and it is. Now I've got it. Kaze, the Wild Masks. So basically, yeah, I think I paid like 15 quid for that game, if not less. And as people know, that's a really good price for this game. It's again one of them games that doesn't seem to want to drop below 20 quid. So yes, it's second hand, but I'm okay with that. The fact is I've paid less for it. So, but yeah, this is a really funky platformer. Really cool. Sort of reminds me of Tiny Toons on the Mega Drive, except a lot more colourful and bright and modern. Really cool. Really looking forward to playing this game. I love my platformers. To be honest, I could just play games like this for the next year straight, but I always try and like force myself to like give myself a bit more variety with my gaming, because I do love all games, but I could really just fall into a track of just playing Metroidvanias. Games that are sort of like really hard, like platform, like 8-bit style games that are really hard, that like have quick replay restarts. They're just my favorite gaming company. And yeah, this is a Sodesco game, or Sidosis, as Big Game Al collects for. Al, are you carried on with your Sidosis collection? Let me know in the comments if you've watched this far. Anyway, thanks for watching. Fidget's gone. It's time for food now. He wants to be fed. So yeah, I'm going to put this up on YouTube. And if you got, like I say, if you've got this far, thanks for watching. And probably best just unsubscribe. Who knows? But anyway, thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye.